Hi everyone. Kavita Sarvesh back again with yet another topic. A very sensitive one this time. Rejection and the pain that it carries with itself. Rejection we all have faced in different quarters of our life, in varied situations with different kinds of people and at different times. But each one has one's own, you know. The pain is different for everyone. Unfortunately, it is very, very difficult to estimate the intensity of the pain of another person who goes through something like rejection. We all say, yes, I sympathize with you, I empathize, I understand, but only the person who goes through it knows how it feels. And I can tell you that it is painful. And I mean, who am I to tell you that it is painful? You know it very well. So let's understand, what do we do with it? Say, for example, we're playing football or any sport for that matter. When we get hurt, what do? We generally clean up the wound, we put a band-aid, and we are good to go. But we do take action. But in case of these kind of psychological traumas or hurts or wounds, what band-aid are we using? Or are we using any band-aid? So here I am, just to tell you there are ways and techniques in which you can resolve the pain for some time before you are prepared to take a professional help. So first, what are the different wounds that arise out of rejection? First and foremost, it is an emotional pain which is attached to rejection. Something like an experiment that was done where a situation was created where a ball was kept in front of three people who were sitting around the ball, and one person, he picked up the ball and he tossed the ball to another one. The second one was supposed to toss it to the third one, and the third one again to person one. But on the contrary, what happened was, in the first round, the first person threw the ball towards the second one threw it to the third one, and then the third one threw to the first one. So here in the second round, first one, he threw the ball back to the third person instead of throwing it to the second one. So the second person immediately felt a pain of rejection, where he construed or interpreted it as a situation where he was left alone. That caused some sort of emotional trauma or pain to that person number two. Another wound that emerges out of rejection is a damaged self-esteem. It makes me feel low and astounded with the fact that I am being rejected. That means I am not worthy enough. Third wound, it definitely gives way to a lot of anger and aggression. Feeling like you feel like lashing out to the other person who has caused you that pain. And the fourth wound is where it threatens our need to belongingness. We all are social animals and we always try to attach ourselves with people around us. But when those or any one of the people who are around us neglects us or ignores us or rejects us, that hits upon our need to feel belonged to. So how do we treat this pain? There has to be a band-aid before it creeps in and makes a house for itself and causes trauma later on. So there are certain band-aids for handling rejection. Before I suggest you these band-aids, let's understand that not all rejections need treatment. There are certain rejections which will need treatment in terms of professional help, but those that can be handled with ourselves, we can take part in these treatments. Number one, what happens during rejection? When somebody rejects us, say for example, we apply for a job and we get a rejection letter. What happens in the process? Within that process, we start feeling low, we start questioning our self-worth, it creates self-doubt, and we argue with ourselves. We start doubting our skills, we start doubting our talents. And that is what we have to put a band-aid on. We do give ourselves counter arguments. If I feel that if after getting that rejection letter I start feeling low and I feel that I'm no good, probably I'm not worthy enough to apply for such kind of a job, I may not have those skill sets to apply for the job, then to counteract with this self-criticism, I give arguments to prove these criticisms as wrong. So if I'm questioning my own skills, then I counter question that have these skills not been good enough in previous situations or similar situations where I have had a job, or where I have had something to work on and use these skills before. So what happens is I give a counter argument to self-criticism. This is my treatment number one. There could be other band-aids as well. Another one could be I start reviving my self-worth. I try to uplift my self-esteem and my self-worth. And how do I do it? There are many ways. One of it is giving self-affirmation, telling yourself, no, you can do it. But of course, there are proper techniques or worksheets that one has to work on, and certain homeworks that one has to do in order to increase one's self-worth. And for that, of course, you need to seek professional help, where the professionals are going to help you with how to go about, handling this kind of a, lowered self-worth. But right now, I'm just giving you just a fair idea as to how you can cope up with this rejection instantly, giving yourself affirmations. I'm not like that. I did try to count on what compliments you've got before. So these compliments, these memories, these affirmations which you've got from different sources are going to prove to you that you have had done something good before. So it's not like you are low on self-worth means that you are actually low on your skills also. No, it's not that. Try to replenish yourself with a lot of social connections, with a lot of your support groups. Who are your support groups? Your family, your friends, your good connections. These are your support groups. Bank on them. Make use of them. Encash them. And lastly, give yourself, tidbits which are going to increase your feel-good factor. And what is this? It could be something like talking or personifying an inanimate object and trying to talk out your ill feelings to that object. Or for that matter, look at the pictures of your loved ones. Try to cherish those memories that you have spent with your loved ones. Try to recall those memories, those warm memories, which are going to fill you with that feel-good factor. These are a few ways in which you can treat your rejection. For further help, you can contact me or any professional help around you. Thank you so much for your patient hearing, and I hope I may have provided you certain band-aids to take care of the pain of rejection. So, for the time being, goodbye.